You probably don't have to record it to students. Maybe wait until 3:50.
Because we have a pretty busy schedule. And Vincent just turned on the recording. So thank you everybody for joining us today. I hope you're all settled in with your favorite happy hour beverage. I wanted you to be aware that we are recording, and this video will be available Monday afternoon at our website under About Videos. And please feel free to share this with your others in your company that may not be able to be here today. The Manufacturers Council is a member of California's Manufacturing Network, and we would like to thank California Manufacturing Technology Consultant, CMTC, for their partnership and support. And I'm really excited to announce that we have just found out today that we've been awarded a grant for the coming year from CMTC. We also would like to thank RP&B CPAs in Riverside. They have a specialty in manufacturing, and they've been a huge help to us. I wanted to let you know that we want you to save the date for our Oktoberfest Manufacturing Month MFG Fest networking event. So at our last executive board meeting, the board members liked the idea of doing a networking event, and they wanted to, have something casual where you could get to know people and discover resources that you could go to when you need help. So it's going to be Wednesday, October 27th at 4:30 to 6:30 at the Escape Craft Brewery in Redlands. So this is our first face-to-face since February 2020, and we really hope that you can make it. The event will include a very short tour of their small brewing facility and beverages and snacks. We have just opened up the reservations on our website. We're limited to 50 attendees. So go to the events page at mfgcouncilie.com if you're interested in attending. We think it'll be a lot of fun. And if you're a member, you get a discount. We have started our fall membership drive, and you can find that if you visit our website, mfgcouncilie.com, and go to About and Member. And for now, it's like the best price ever. It's free. And one of our benefits of membership for manufacturers is our new jobs posting board. Manufacturers are going to be able to access that through their membership portal, and we know that you have jobs that are open and we want to help. So we're excited to announce that we have that job posting portal up and live. So the reason I asked about next Friday is that that's October 1st, and that's MFG Day, National MFG Day. And we're excited to go into Manufacturing Month in October. I also, today, I want to introduce our Manufacturer of the Month. We're excited to do that. FabFitFun is a lifestyle membership that is best known for its flagship product, FabFitFun Box. The FabFitFun Box includes a selection of full line products across beauty, fashion, fitness, wellness. And Vincent is queuing up a video for you to watch. And after that, I'd like to have Deanna Dreyer, who's their Director of Engineering. She's on with us today, and she'll speak for a few moments. So here's our Manufacturer of the Month, FabFitFun.
My full name is Deanna Dreyer, and my full title is the Director of Engineering. My background is in industrial engineering, and I worked prior to other organizations doing similar type of work. FabFitFun is a lifestyle membership where we inspire women to lead happier and healthier lives through product discovery and new brands. We deliver every season a FabFitFun box that is curated with full-size products from different categories from wellness, fitness, fashion, home, technology, etc. And we have approximately a little over 1 million members. Our number of employees currently at the warehouse is roughly about 400 full-time employees. Finding technicians has been very challenging for us, and it just feels that the demand for this type of skill set is high. Feels like I'm constantly competing with other industries, not only supply chain and warehousing, but manufacturing and any other facilities that are out there looking for the same type of talent.
Deanna? Go ahead, Deanna.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure being here. Thank you for having me and for featuring us as the manufacturer of the month. It's been a pleasure working with some of you offline. And today I'm really happy to kind of introduce myself. As you've seen on the video, I work for FabFitFun, and we are a subscription box. We bring a lot of happenings to a lot of women out there. And I think as I look at the video and what I was describing as challenges in regards of finding technicians, maintenance mechanics, nothing has changed. I'm still struggling the same way. I still have openings in my department. I'm still looking for people that want to be challenged, that want to come on board. The fulfillment center has been investing tremendously amount of money on new technology, better ways to do things. We're in the process of trying to see if we want to bring a tea sorter, Bombay sorter. We're going to be implementing a shoe sorter very soon here. So there's going to be a lot of new technology and new things for people to learn. But it's been a interesting path trying to find good skill set and people that want to grow, people that are committed. COVID, of course, has played a tremendous difficult time managing a team of people through the pandemic. It hasn't been easy. I'm sure all of you know that. So I'm happy to meet you all. I'm happy to partner up with some of you. Again, I'm always looking for people. My team continues to grow. So very excited to see the opportunities that we have to partner up. And thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks, Deanna, for contributing. And we hope to see you at our Oktoberfest at the end of October.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
So we know that everybody is interested in hiring and workforce development, and that's one of the major problem areas that manufacturers are faced with. So that's why we thought you would enjoy learning more about how contract education can help to develop your workforce. I'd like to welcome Deanna Crable. She is chair of the statewide community college contract education collaborative. There are over 20 colleges participating statewide to collaborate on training projects, bringing awareness to upskilling and reskilling needs and sharing best practices. And also I'll introduce Wendy Lester from SBCCD. Wendy currently manages the incumbent worker programs, including EDCTs, Advanced Skill Training Programs, through the Employment Training Panel. So they will each speak, and then we'll have a Q&A session near the end. Deanna, do you want to start?
Yeah, thank you so much. Wendy, you get that presentation up, please. So good afternoon, everybody. Here we go. Good afternoon. I'm Deanna Crable from San Bernardino Community College District. I'm the Interim Executive Director for Economic Development and Corporate Training. We are members of the Inland Empire Desert Regional Consortium. It's the IEDRC, and that covers all 12 colleges in our region. I am on the steering committee and the executive committees. And as Molly had said, I am the chair for the IEDRC Regional Contract Education. And I am also on the executive committee for Contract Ed for the state of California. And so today we are presenting on community colleges being your key resource for workforce development. Wendy, can you go to slide 2?
Oh, sorry. There we go.
Slide 2. Okay. We collaborate with local and state partners. We do the WIBs, we do your workforce development department, nonprofits, high schools, adult schools, industry and associations, Chamber of Commerce, small business development, RLPs. Our whole goal is to partner with as many people as we can to really improve the community that we work with. Slide 3. So the California Community Colleges Contract Education is the business arm of the community colleges. We can help facilitate connections for advisory meetings so you can get involved more with the colleges and helping to make sure that the curriculum that's being taught to the students is in alignment with what your needs are. And we can make connections to the CTE deans, faculties, and programs. In addition, contract education can pilot training programs. So if there is a training need that you have specific to your industry, we can sit down with you, help create that, and help pilot that out and see if that would work for you. We are also the rapid response to industry for customized training arm of the college. We improve the lives of our community, innovative and responsive, and we're employer training and workforce needs. We work with introductory and advanced skills training. And in addition, we provide high demand customized career training that assists individuals to obtain employment. Programs offer economic prosperity and vitality, support, and assistance. A key function is to stimulate a stronger workforce by improving and growing the economy while building job training and a ready workforce through customized training. Education is no longer just a linear process with the endpoint of a single diploma, but a continuous and fluid process helping individuals adapt to changing technological, economic, and social conditions. Pew Research found that 87% of workers believe it will be essential to get training and develop new skills throughout their work life in order to keep up with the changes in the workplace. Of note, 20% average career wage gains are seen after upskilling. In our region, we typically serve over 340 local businesses. Community college contract education units are typically the lowest average cost per trainee. Many times we have grants and contracts that will cover, if not all, most of the training costs for our programs. We have a 97% student retention rate, and 80% of the state's investment is returned in the economic impact of higher skilled paid employees. Wendy, next. We have a website for all of our businesses in our region. It is www.desertcolleges.org. This is the Inland Empire Desert Regional Consortium. We serve as a regional framework to communicate, coordinate, collaborate, promote, and plan career and technical education in workforce and economic development in the Inland Empire Desert region. As I said, there's 9 community college districts, but there are 12 community colleges in our region. We have 2 county offices of education, 56 public school districts, 4 regional occupation centers and programs, and more than 50 charter schools. In addition, there's over 6 adult education sites. As I said before, we collaborate with all this, and this website here helps you to find those resources. Next slide. At this website, the 5th tab over on the top is called Member Resources. And if you were to hover over there, it would drop down. You would see that there is a spot there for CTE Deans. If you were to click on the CTE Deans, that is your career technical education deans at those colleges in our region. And that would give you their direct contact information so you can contact them directly to help see what kind of programs that they have at your local colleges. Just below that, we have EWD, which is Economic Workforce Development. Next slide. Under the Economic Workforce Development, again, there is a site there for every college's contract ed units website for you to connect to your contract ed unit that's closest to your college that you can use there. This is how you can contact them. Molly does have my contact information, and at the end of this presentation is my contact information, as I am the chair for the IEDRC. If you would like to contact any of our community contact units, please reach out to me. I would more than willing make connections to you, to your local college. And then that way you can see how all of the different resources that we have for you. We do have strong workforce dollars that just came into our region. We were awarded $1 million in strong workforce dollars for short-term training programs. Wendy's going to give some examples of what those are, but I wanted to give you an idea. The short-term training is a partnership with business, identifying skill sets that they need, and then providing that skill sets with individuals with the hope that they would be hired with that business. So we do have all 12 college contract ed units have access to this money to create training programs to help businesses obtain skilled employment. In addition to that, there are 3 contract units in our region that have what is called ETP, Employment Training Panel contracts with the state of California. Those are designed for us to provide incumbent worker training. Some exciting news is typically that used to be only open to distribution, healthcare, and manufacturing. But now some new money is coming into our region in which we will be able to open it up to nonprofits, government entities, and we would be able to do new hire as well as incumbent worker training. Again, Wendy's going to come on here and she's going to give some examples of what we do at San Bernardino Community College. So you have some examples of what we do. You can contact us. We can be there to help you. But again, if you have a college that's closer to you, you can contact me. I will put you in contact with that contract ed unit as well. So Wendy is coming up next to give you some examples of what we do at San Bernardino Community College District.
All right, thank you, Deanna. Hi, everyone. Hope you're doing well this evening. My name is Wendy Lester. I'm currently Interim Manager of Workforce Development with Economic Development and Corporate Training at San Bernardino Community College District. And I know that's a mouthful for the title, but basically I help manage our really great workforce development programs. And so just to give you a quick overview of what we do specifically here at San Bernardino Community College District, and like Deanna had mentioned, if you are in a different area of the Inland Empire, you may have a community college near you with a contract ed unit as well. This one, I'm going to speak specifically on the one that I work on, but we all do really great things. And a lot of times we work collectively and collaboratively together as well. So we are EDCT. It is a lot shorter and easier to say than our full name. So from here over, I'll say EDCT for us. And we work collaboratively with our business partners locally across the region. We also do work statewide as well for a lot of pilot programs and different things, but which I'll get into a little bit later. We work with labor, public agencies, and a lot of organizations on different focus areas. So our 3 areas that we focus on for workforce development is incumbent worker training. That includes, like Deanna had mentioned, our ETP program and workforce development customized training for companies and employers. We also do job training and career services. So we do have ways to collaborate and partner and assist with getting referrals for a full-time employment. Employers, we work with them to try to fill their positions, which we all know is a need right now, definitely with the labor shortage that's going on. And also we focus on providing skilled employees. So we'd like to incorporate training into those job placement services as well. We also do have programs for individuals with barriers to employment. This could involve justice-involved individuals, or also persons that are at promise, that also need to get reacquainted with the workforce. So we do have a lot of really great programs for that as well. This photo right here is one of our buildings. We have an applied technology training center. We also have a professional development center, which means we have facilities available for classroom type training, but we are very flexible on how we can deliver training and where. This photo below right here is actually one of the customized programs that we have worked with collaboratively. It's an arborist training. And so Deanna had said we do specialized training for different industries, and we would love to tailor and customize things for manufacturers. This one specifically, though, is for utility line clearance, which helps mitigate wildfires. So they're the ones that are going up in the cherry pickers and cranes and cutting the lines to prevent the fires. So we do a lot of different work for that, and we can do a number of different types of customized training. We've also done a CNA program as well, and CNA has been for the certified nursing assistant, and that's an example of a strong workforce short-term training program. We have an extensive partnership network. So these are just a few of our partners. These are the ones that have given us permission to use their logo, but we have an extensive network, of course, MCIE, which we're here today, so thank you. And of course, the California Manufacturing Network and CMTC are also our partners, in addition with ETP, the Employment Training Panel, and a lot of local business industries and associations as well. The Employment Training Panel, that is one of our largest programs that we have here for incumbent worker training. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with ETP, but if you're not, just as a quick interview or overview, ETP is the Employment Training Panel of California, and it's an appointed panel for the state of California that provides funding and allocates training dollars across the state to help build and upskill California's workforce. It's kind of a reinvestment of tax dollars that businesses pay to put towards building up a stronger workforce, keeping businesses in California, and filling skills gaps in priority industries. And so we are an official partner of ETP. We actually hold what's called a multiple employer contract, which means we can work with many employers at the same time under our agreement to help you utilize that funding for training and incumbent worker training. Eligible businesses, very often we structure our program to where like 99% of the time, the way we structure it means that it's no out-of-pocket cost other than the wages that the employer pays the trainees while they're in training. And ETP does give priority status to manufacturers. This picture right here is actually one of our partners, MAPE, a local manufacturer here in San Bernardino, and they are a long-term partner of our program. They actually have done training on site at their facility, which I'll go ahead and go over a little bit later, but they utilized some of our training and they are still a continued partner of us. We can do a lot of different topics of training, and we have a large variety of training offerings here within our programs. We do have a focused set of manufacturing skills. That is just a small kind of snapshot of what we have. We also do a lot of soft skills and business skills training. Leadership and supervisory skills has been a really top requested type of training right now, especially with in the need of having workers. Workers have been moving up and filling positions. And so we've been getting requests to help be able to upskill them and be more confident in their new roles that they're getting promoted to. Also, we do a lot of continuous improvement, and we can offer certifications for Lean Six Sigma. We do different levels. We have white belt, yellow belt, and green belt available. And we have some really fantastic programs for that as well. OSHA, we do have OSHA, Cal OSHA 10 and 30, where the trainee actually receives their card upon completing the training and passing the exam for it. We also do preparation training to help create the injury and illness prevention plans, and to help get companies OSHA ready for any types of inspections and audits. We also can do customized training. So this is not the set list or the be all end all of what we can do. We even get suggestions of new types of things that might be coming. As we know, business needs are always changing. New programs, new software, new technologies come out. And so if there isn't something that's on our pre-made list, then we always look to find a way to make that training available to you. So we always try to find creative solutions on what we can do and provide. And so for our advanced skills ETP program, some of the highlights include the no cost and low cost training for qualified employers and employees. Like I had mentioned, we work it out to where it's, if any, very little out of pocket costs to you. And in the event that these training programs, if for some reason you did not qualify for the costs to be covered through the employment training panel program, we do also have arrangements to where you can also do a pay for it, and it's still at a very low cost rate. It's very affordable. Open enrollment training is especially flexible for small businesses and employers. We have kind of an open enrollment system for our trainings. And because we do have so many companies that are in our program, often we can build a class because you may not be able to pull 10, 12 people off of your floor or work your front lines to be able to do training all at once. So we have a system that a lot of small manufacturers especially have found helpful, where you can enroll maybe just one person, 2 to 3 people in a specific topic. And because we have multiple employers that can join in, we can build the class and have the training go on. So that way it doesn't stop. Hopefully, what you're working on doesn't really impede on your business flow too much, and you still get the training that you need, and it's very flexible. So we always try to work, around, we always take suggestions for dates and times that work well for you. So that way we can find flexible solutions for you. We also do customization and dedicated trainings available. An example is we also have a lot of bilingual trainers. We've done customized leadership programs where even they were a hybrid, where maybe it included both delivered dually in both languages at the same time. We've done that recently. We also have done a combination of topics where perhaps someone needed forklift plus Cal OSHA 10 for a whole holistic certification. We've done that as well. So we are able to create full-on programs tailored specifically to the needs that you're looking for. We also do have live instruction for our training. It's all live instruction. It's available virtually, in person at our professional development center, or at even employer facilities upon request. So if you would prefer to have training on site, and perhaps even using your own equipment, and you would like to have that set up there, we can work with you to do that. Especially in time of COVID, virtual training has been definitely top requested right now, and there's the need for that. And so even if you have other facilities, maybe that aren't, oh, sorry, my lights turned off, I didn't move, okay. If you have multiple facilities that aren't, in the same city, you can actually have, virtually all of your facilities join in at the same time in one class. So those are the benefits of the virtual, and we know that it is here to stay. So we are always glad to do that method as well for you. We have the employer training reimbursement program that's available. So traditionally our programs, we provide the trainers, we provide the topics, materials, different things like that, and the facilities. But if you were looking to maybe have something that's very specialized or specific to your company location, your facility, your site, or equipment that you use, or maybe specific software training, we can work out, and we have options available where, depending on your training plan, and we can always, have a special meeting and discuss and kind of plan out the program for you. But we can offer reimbursement to go directly to you for that, to help offset the costs of what you're putting in for trainers or for the program that you're utilizing, instead of what we normally would provide included in our program. So that is an option where you would get the portion of that ETP reimbursement directly back to you to help offset those costs. We also do have additional services. Some of these additional services include, if you perhaps maybe you have your own ETP contract and you need some assistance with the administration, or even just some consulting and best practices, or help with forms. We also can help assist you with that if you wanted to get your own employer contract directly from the employment training panel. We also do provide training agreements if you'd like to train employees that are not traditionally considered eligible for funding. That covers the costs of that training. We can always do that as well. We do new hire and short-term training programs, like I had mentioned, which were like the arborist training, CNA, but we can also do things for your industry specific to your needs as well. And then the job placement services, we can also provide that as well, with either through the Strong Workforce Program dollars or in other methods too. So I just wanted to share some testimonials of some of our partners and clients. And so this is actually a photo. I love this photo. It's from our one of our foundational leadership trainings that's provided. And so believe me, it's a lot more than just drawing and doodling in that class, but it really is about the process, because in that class, while you're doing it, it's the communication, it's the bonding, it's being able to provide direction and building and doing a lot of team building and teamwork. So it's not necessarily the end product, it's the process of getting there. So it's a really great experiential learning that's provided through these trainings. And now, even though we're in a virtual environment, it's still something that can be replicated through Zoom, through breakout sessions, through different ways. So we still, even if it's in a virtual format, try to make it as interactive as possible. We also do provide documents of completion after the trainings to document for the trainee that they did participate and attended the skills training and how many hours total. And then we do get a lot of positive feedback from our trainees. A lot of times they say that this is not only training that they would take with them on the job, but it also helps them in their personal lives too. We also receive a lot of testimonials from our clients. A lot of our clients have been with us for several years and still going. And so, especially for small employers and small manufacturers, they find the flexibility of the program of not being held to always have a certain number in a training. The open enrollment is especially flexible for them. We also do a lot of panel and advisory participation. So sometimes we may host them to try to see what needs are within the region or within the industry. And this is actually for a panel that we did, I think it was actually just right before COVID, so it was in 2019, about robotics and animation or automation, just to kind of gauge the interest level and where we're going locally with that. So these are some of our partners that attended. And we traditionally have the ability to really just be creative and work with you on special requests. So if it's something that you aren't sure about, I always say just call and ask, because if it's something we might not be able to assist with, we can always refer and try to source out to maybe someone that can, because ultimately that's really what our goal is that you get your needs fulfilled. And so with being creative, this is kind of the current times. So COVID, social distancing, masking, it hasn't prevented us from still being able to train because we still need training. And so this is just some of the things that we've done more currently in the current environment. We've done socially distant training at client facilities. And we've also done trainings outdoors. We have the forklift there and the arborist training samples there. We've also done to where we have sometimes in certain classrooms partitions around just to make sure that everyone's safe and healthy while doing training in person. And also we're in a virtual world, so we are doing training over Zoom as well. And so here is our contact information if you're interested in reaching us, whether it's about connecting with your local community college, or if it is about maybe doing the contract education, the not-for-credit side of the house. Please feel free to reach out to us. We can always work to see if we can assist you, or if we can refer you to maybe one of the colleges that might be closer to your area, depending on where you're at. And so I'll open. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, these are some examples of what contract education can do with your businesses. Of course, we're from San Bernardino, so we're giving examples of what we can do. But the community colleges that you're close to can all assist you in these same manners. They may not have the exact same topics, but we collaborate and work together. If you were on earlier, you were hearing Debbie and I talking. She's from Chaffee. We have a great relationship with Chaffee. We have a great relationship with all of our 12 community colleges in the region. But I wanted to make sure that you guys had an idea of what community college and specifically contract education can do for you. But then to also remind you, though, that for sustainability and long term, that is the connection with the CTE deans, advisory committees, faculty, and that is something that contract education can help facilitate as well. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys had all of that as well-rounded information.
Thanks, Deanna. So I guess we'll open it up if anyone has any questions.
Looks like Wally has his hand raised.
Okay.
Hi there, for either Deanna or Wendy. I read recently that San Bernardino Community College District was awarded or got something like $35 million grant for a new building, like a 99,000 square foot building for training. Is that anything you can describe yet? Or there was a very large money allocation to San Bernardino Community College District for a new training, like a new training center, what it looked like.
Right. So the applied technology training at Valley College was built in 1935. And so we were able to secure funds from the state of California through our Measure CC. And we are updating our entire applied technology center. And so it will include all of the automobile, diesel, it includes the welding, all of our industrial maintenance, machining. We're getting a complete state-of-the-art facility. It should be up and going in 2024. It is currently under construction right now.
Thank you, Deanna.
Wendy, did you have employee examples, employer examples, manufacturers examples of some of the things that they've done?
Yeah, well, I had shared the testimonials, but one of the recent ones is we did work with one of our clients. It's featured on our website with we have a in the spotlight page. And so we share on a regular basis updated trainings, and actually one of our manufacturing partners, TC Transcontinental, They had recently done a customized training program for their new leads and supervisors. And this one was the one that I had mentioned that was delivered both in English and Spanish simultaneously. They didn't have the full training available to where they could do separate at a time. They felt it was best since they all work collectively to have that training together. And so I have some photo samples on our website, which I could share the link in the chat in just a moment. And then also we have in the past, we did an industrial electrical applications, and we actually just got the lab and room back up running. So we're hoping to have that on our calendar very soon. And then we are working on a Lean Six Sigma program for a special request that will be coming up very soon for actually a small manufacturer. And we were planning to open it up to our multiple employers. So that way it'll help them be able to provide the training, but still be able to have the class held, and others can benefit from it too, to keep it going. So we do have, unfortunately, I did invite some, but I didn't have anyone join on today. So I did share the additional testimonials for that.
Thank you. And is there a minimum size for the classes where you're combining perhaps a couple of different companies, small manufacturers?
Yeah, so typically we like to have about 10 trainees at a time. And so especially, if you have a workforce maybe that is only at your facility like 10, 15, which might be the case, then that's when we recommend to have it be in a multiple employer class. And so that way, that's where we can get, one or two people at a time from a couple different companies here and there. So rule with them, and we always try to be flexible, especially in like social distancing and things like that. So we've been able to work with it the best that we can, but usually it's about 10 or so, depending on, of course, the type of training as well.
And just an example too, Molly, like with the utility line clearance program, we can go anywhere from 8 to 15 to 20 people, but we'll work with an industry, identify what those skill sets are, work on creating a training plan, and then we beta test that with the industry. And then as we keep training and checking with it, then we fix things that need to be fixed. And then once we get a curriculum that is good to go, then we work with our colleges to get that in through approved through the state chancellor's office for sustainability. So again, that just shows the rapid response. Another example, I'm working with the Building Industry Association. We are identifying an entry-level training program just for this industry. There is lots of training for the individual trades, but nothing that's kind of collective for that particular industry. We have coming up with a 170-hour program in which we will be providing in about 15 to 16 days. And when they get done with that training, all the skill sets were identified by the association and their member businesses. Once the individuals get done with the training, then the member businesses have committed to coming in and interviewing all of the graduates of the program and offering them employment at that time. We did get them to commit to starting at a minimum of $18 an hour to start with that. So those are just some examples of what we can do. Another example, we worked with Valley College with the Southern California Gas Appliance Program. We took individuals who were in HVAC. We worked with Mary Ann actually with the Workforce Development Department on this. And we trained 14 individuals in that class to give them specifically working with gas meters. As HVAC and electric, they kind of get more of a general view, but we can come in with contract ed and we can give them that specific training And out of those 14 graduates, we had already 2 that went in and tested and passed their testing. So they're coming up for interviewing. They start out at $35 an hour. So it's a great opportunity to work directly with a specific industry or a business, identify what that skill set, what that gap, that need is. We can create a training plan, work with them, provide that to individuals, and then at the end, have that employer then actually interview all of those people and then hire. We do have a couple of companies that have literally hired everybody because this is the skill set they desire. So when you're looking at individuals that come up off the street, they have a myriad of different skills, but you have somebody who comes out of these training programs and they have the exact skill sets that they asked for and require and have been delivered. That is a huge strength for the business. And that's something that we can do throughout our whole region with those short-term training funds. Wally, you have your hand up?
I have a question, could be Deanna or Wendy, I try to answer. You talk about delivering classes or going to be delivering classes for both and simultaneously. That's a little tricky to do. Do you have any technology skills up your sleeve that will do that? So that how does the instructor set up so that his video fits well to the virtual class, or is it does that make sense? In other words, do you have somebody or a camera that watches the professor or instructor, or how do you do that? Do you have any?
So for the live virtual, is that what you mean?
Yeah, so that you can do it both virtual and in person and still make it look good to the virtual user. I don't know. Does that make sense? In other words,
Right, and that is actually something that we are working with our college right now to do. Right now, it is either in person or it's live virtual. We
Right.
have had events where it's both, and we literally have computers that are pretty much back to back, one to the class, one to the instructor, and then anybody virtual has their computer that they can see everything that goes on. So you have that interaction amongst all of that. We are working with coming up with microphones so that you can hear the entire class area on that. We do have that capability, but you can't typically hear the people in the back. So we are looking at getting the microphones towards the back so you can hear what's going on in the back as well. Most of our training, though, Wally, has been either or. It's been either all live virtual or it has been in person. And then that in person can either be at site at the business's site or at one of our sites that we have at our location. Again, same with other community colleges. They have sites in which they can do the training at their site, or they can provide that training at the business site as well.
And I just wanted to clarify that when we say live virtual, it means that there's a live instructor that is leading the class virtually, because just saying virtual, we don't want to cause any confusion that it's not an LMS. It's not just watch the video as you click through and it checks marks that you were sitting there. This is actually something that is engaging and it's interactive, and you have that instruction and that instructor there to help train. So that way it's that opportunity to really learn and interact, even though it is through a computer, it still translates and gives that skill transfer without just, sitting through and just clicking through on the box without anyone that you can ask questions, get clarification, do activities with.
I see. And by the way, my question also related, I've heard this at UC Riverside, where they talked about outfitting a room for about $100,000, where the instructor may wear a special jacket and a camera can actually follow the jacket. And then so maybe split screen, there's a board showing up, but also the instructor. So that's what I'm looking for, is what are people doing with technology? Not easy to do both in person. I mean, it's one thing to do a virtual. That's sort of, you can picture, but to do them both in person as well is tough. It's a little
Yeah,
tricky.
and some of that, Wally, forgive me, I have my landscaper out my door here. Some of that is that in the suit, then the individual will then actually tell the instructor what to do verbally. So the instructor is almost acting like a robot and actually doing it. So that way you have the actual brain transfer of what's happening going through and actually acting out what is being done by the instructor, and you can see what's going on. Absolutely. That is one of the technologies that's out there. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Deanna, you have your hand up?
Yes, I had a quick question. So the training sounds fantastic. It looks like you guys are doing a fantastic job partnering up with companies throughout the Inland Empire. Very impressive. The question that I have and the need that I currently have is with candidates, right? And that is a one specific need. Sounds like you guys partnered up with organizations to understand the need in regards of training, and then potentially hire at the end of the route. So wanted to understand more how that works with you guys and how I can explore that more.
For actual access to candidates?
Yes.
Yeah, so what we would do is we would work with, say we would work with your business, we would identify what your need is, what your skill is, identify and get that approved by you. This is what we want. Then we would identify what is the type of candidate you're looking for. And we have many different partners. We partner with the Workforce Development Department. We partner with Goodwill, 211, probation, parole, if you happen to be a justice friendly environment. We have access to our colleges. And so depending on what that industry is, we will reach out to our seniors and juniors at our colleges and find out who might be interested in getting this particular training for that particular industry. So we actually have a myriad of different areas that we reach out to. In addition, we have the high schools, we have the adult schools that we work with. So the candidate base will be only limited by what your limitations are on what you guys would hire. So we definitely wouldn't want to be bringing candidates in that you cannot hire. So that would be determined ahead of time. Once we find that out, then we would go through all of our partners and our schools and identify who would be great candidates, bring them in, and then we can put them through the training. And then at the end, we have set up many times where at the end, then we would have you come in at our site and actually interview each one of those candidates and determine who you would like to hire on for that. We also love it when you do that ahead of time so that you know these are the candidates you want to hire. We put them through the training. So once they're done with the training, they're automatically hired over there. So either way we work with that with you, but that's definitely something that we would sit down and determine what your needs are first.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you for answering that. And now I'm taking notes here on your contact info, so I may be reaching out later. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And then just as a reminder too, through ETP, we have that reimbursement aspect too. So if you have training that you're doing on site at your location already, and it's ETP approved training, that is something that we can partner with your institution and help reimburse you for your own personal costs that you're incurring to do that training on site already. So that is another aspect that we can do under our ETP training as well. Anybody else have any other questions?
And I posted our department website. If you are interested in taking a look, you can find more information about our programs, our upcoming training calendar list, our in the spotlight, some testimonials, and descriptions of the job training and career services as well.
So Wendy and Deanna, thank you so much for coming today and presenting. It's just amazing, really, when we think of all of the technical advances we've made, in part pushed by COVID, but the way training is continued despite everything. And our manufacturers are finding solutions to continue the process that they're going through. It's really pretty wonderful to listen to. So thank you so much for coming today. And I just want to remind everybody that you can find more information at mfgcounsilie.com. And Deanna, we're going to post that website that you showed earlier on our resources page, and we'd like to promote that. We are also collecting videos in honor of Manufacturing Month. Some of our videos that we've done related to careers in manufacturing and taking a look inside of a manufacturing plant. And we're trying to get those all in one place on the Manufacturing Council website. So look at our videos section. This event will be posted Monday afternoon if you missed part of it or want to recommend it to someone. And we really hope that we'll see you at our networking event in October and that you'll become a member as well. So thanks for being here, everybody. And let us know if you have any questions.